Guys, this one's projected at 98 at an angle. What is it again? Angle alpha, yeah. So what do we get here? 98 cos alpha and 98. Okay, just the usual deal. It goes up into the air and then falls back down again, doesn't it? Now, what happens here at the bottom? That's your sy equals 0 because you're hitting the ground, aren't you? And you want to find out, you know, that sx equals 940.8. Is that okay with you guys? Now, we're going to go through our formulas of them again. Phi x is what, guys? Phi x 98 cos alpha. Phi y 98 minus gt. So this time I think we could use 9.8t, couldn't we? Because there's no evidence of using g's here, is there? No. Sx 98 what? T cos alpha. Sy t sine alpha, yeah, minus a half gt squared 9 t squared. Now lads, once again, we know it lands. When it lands, what do we say it is? Sy equals 0. So put Sy equal to 0. Okay. And here's what we can do. We'll get 4.9 t squared equals 98t sine alpha. What happens when you cancel t off both sides? You're actually cancelling the answer t equals 0. Because we know when it has no height, that's actually the start of the question. That's what you're cancelling there. And then what's the other answer then? T equals 98 sine alpha over 4.9. What is that? Is it 20? Damn, that's easy. I almost feel like I made a mistake. What's that, 20 sine alpha? All right. Fair enough. Oh, I see what's going on here. All right. Sorry, just went down a slightly different route than usual, but here we go. All right, guys, what do I do next? I put it into, what will I do? I put the time of flight into the to the fx equation, and that has to result in the r value, which is, what's sx then? 940.8, and what will that equal? 98 times, anybody? 20 sine alpha, and what's the other one? Cos alpha. You cool with that? Now, what's 940.8 divided by 28 and divided by 20? Divided by, what is it? Divided by 98. Then divided by 20.48. Do anybody? Oh, I see what I did here. I'm going to show you a trick in a second. Okay, you're going to be very familiar with this trick. Unfortunately, the route I went down is a small trick to this. Okay, does anybody remember this trick? What happens if I multiply both sides by 2? Huh? Does anybody know a formula for 2 sine A cos A? Nope. Sine 2A. All right. And I'm going to show you a different way of doing the same question in a minute. That's all right with you guys? Just going to do a slightly alternative method at the end of this. So for those of you at home who are really confused, we're going to do a different method in a second to do exactly the same question, right? Now, we're going to sine inverse it. What happens when we sine inverse it? What do we get? 73.74? Half your answer then, because that's what 2 alpha equals. So alpha will have to equal. Oh, and what is it? Divided by 2. Now, somebody's got their hand up. Does it say angle or angles? Huh? Angles or angle? Angles. What does that mean? I left one out. What did I leave out this? I did the A answer, but I didn't do the S answer. So what's the S answer? 180 minus 73.74. What's that? What? 1 second. I'm going to show you the other way. I'm well aware of it. 106 points. No. It's 2 alpha because when we inversed it, it was 2 alpha. And then you divide by 2 and you get 53.13. So when we did the initial sine inverse, we were talking about the angle 2 alpha. You could call it sine x if you wanted, and you'd be finding out the two values for x. Two values of x would be 73.74 and 106.26, and then x would be 2 alpha. Then you divide by 2. Now, for you guys, that was unusual to see me go down this route. You can look at it later. I think this is the way we would have decided to do this. I think the way we would have decided to do this would have been slightly different. Okay, that worked out very clean. But the way I think we would have decided to do it was we would have said that Sx is 98t cos alpha. How many people did it this way? And you said that was 940.8. Then you said the time of flight t was 940.8 divided by, what was this? 98 cos alpha. Could somebody in the class just do 940.8 divided by 98, please? 48 over 5 in decimal. What? 9.6. Who got 9.6 over cos A? We agree with that? Now, the deal is that when you sub this in, when I sub this formula back into SY, what has to be the answer? Has to be 0. Why does it have to be 0? Because at the time of flight, you've traveled 940.8 directly to the right, and you're no distance above the ground. So when you sub that time in, this thing has to equal 0. So I think that's what most of you are getting at, is that would be equal to 0. So what we're going to do here is we're going to sub it into SY, and here's what we get. 98t, which is what's at 9.6 over cos alpha, yeah. That's sine alpha here. And then minus 4.9 t squared. What's 9.6 squared, anybody? You can help me out. Ah, 92.16, is it? Ouch. Now, here's what we're going to do now. What's sine alpha over cos alpha? Sine A over cos A? Tan A. What's 9.8 times 96? 9.6? 98 times 96? What? 940.8? What's 1 over cos squared A? What's the substitution for that? It is, which is 1 plus tan squared A. Yeah, is secant squared A, which is 1 plus tan squared A. What's 4.9 times 92.16? We're nearly on time for this. Go on. What? 451 point? That? Really? All right, great. And this all equals what? 0. Okay. I don't remember these crazy numbers though. We'll see if it works out. Okay. So here's your formula. Minus 451.58 tan squared alpha plus 940.8 tan A. Now what's the last part? Minus 451 points. What? 484. Lads, let's do a minus B formula. See if we can get this done. Minus B formula and then 2 tan values. So what's your A value? I like the other way better. Huh? I'll finish off later. Finish off my video earlier. So, minus B formula on this. B is 940.8. C is minus 451.584. Minus B formula. B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. And what we get is minus B plus square root B squared minus 4AC times C 451.584 and all divided by 2A 1.84. Okay, we get tan alpha equals 0.75 equals 0.7495. And then we would change it to a minus. And then when we change it to a minus, we get 1.33. Then we tan inverse, shift, tan inverse 1.33. And we get 53.06 degrees, which is pretty close to what we got previously. And then the other one, shift, tan inverse 0.7495. And we got 36.85 degrees. And we are done.